Tony D and Little Joan with a Screenwriter's Rant on Doula, a movie about a midwife and a woman who is pregnant. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the what? Pineys. That's right. Check it out. Amazon, Kindle Unlimited. It's free. Now, so this is the doula. This woman's pregnant. Her doula unexpectedly drops dead. Her and her very, I'll say, soy husband are very excited to have a child. Are they even married? I don't know. It's super, super hippie, new agey, whatever. And they're looking for a new doula because she's coming to the end of her pregnancy. And they hire this guy who's a doula. He's a male doula, which is unusual because most of them are women. From Chris Pine is producing this. So I assume a lot of his actor buddies, he got them together and said, oh, I'll make a movie and you guys could all be in it and I'll produce it. So good on him. So I assume it's the same Chris Pine, Captain Kirk, second Captain Kirk. So apparently pregnant girl has decided to have an affair in the middle of her pregnancy because she likes the doula, which seems weird and kind of out of bounds if you ask me, but whatever. That's the plot of the movie. So he's helping her. I don't know what the husband's doing. There's Chris Pine making a cameo. So yes, it is indeed Captain Kirk doing, he's the doctor. And so it's, new age people having their hipsters having babies. And then she has processed cheese with the doula, and then the husband comes in and he's such a vegan, he chastises her for it. So they become friends. I don't know if they have an affair. He goes to yoga class with her, hangs out with her everywhere. And so I guess they have an affair. I'm not sure. It doesn't totally go that far, so maybe it's just a weird encounter. He's just a male doula who does his job, and then I don't know. He goes his merry way. Doesn't really say that, but I think the implication is she and the doula kind of bond a little too much, if you get my drift. And then at some point, I don't know, I guess they take an Uber to the hospital, and then this is the husband noticing that he's got some kind of weird, I don't know what that is. It's like a wooden stirrup with a schlong attachment, I'll say. So let's see. Story by Aaron Shiver and Will Janowitz. Written by Aaron Shiver. Directed by Cheryl Nichols. I mean, is it good? It's kind of hard to tell from the trailer. It looks like one of these slice of life dramas where, I don't know, does she have an affair with them? She seems to like them. She may not, because they don't show anything. They don't show them kissing or anything like that. They just show like they have an unusually close bond. So that could be the pregnancy talking, and in the end, he's just the best doula in the world and tells her, no, you gotta go do your thing. And maybe they're close to having something, but she realizes after her pregnancy it was just pregnancy brain, maybe, or maybe they have an affair. I don't know. So the trailer's just sort of slice of life kind of hipster drama. It's not my kind of thing. I mean, I don't have kids. I'm not a hipster. This whole thing, like, I just see a bunch of people doing the new age thing, and I kind of roll my eyes and go, why don't you just go to a doctor, lady? But it's the new agey thing, whatever. You have a doula and midwife or whatever, and you want to have the baby at home and a pool. I don't know. I don't have any kids, so maybe some of you out there can relate to it better. It's not. I mean, it looks okay. It looks well directed. It looks well acted. I'm just not a big fan of the story. So the first act will probably be, their doula dies, and they're looking for a new doula. And the husband hires him because it's like an emergency, and he hires the first person he can find. At first, she doesn't like him. She objects. He hired her without even consulting her. And then she goes along with it. In the second act, they grow closer and closer. The third act, she has the baby. Perhaps by that time, the husband's out of the picture. They break up. Or she has the baby in the third act, and that changes things. And the doula realizes, no, I have to leave now because my job here is finished. I'm not quite sure where the focus is. I'm not quite sure if this is supposed to be funny or dramatic or just kind of a slice of life. It feels like a slice of life, kind of quirky, dramedy with little elements of humor, but not full-blown comedy. Could be a great comedy, I think. It had the capacity to be comedic because, it's kind of a weird situation, male doula, and doulas are kind of weird, and pregnancy is weird, and hipsters are easily made fun of. But they didn't go down that route. So, Chris Pine looks like he's having fun, but again, the lines aren't particularly funny, so they're just kind of like friendly. It seems like a friendly hipster movie, I guess. It's just not setting the world on fire. So, I don't know. In the end, she has the baby. The end. So, it's called Doula. Let's see. When is it out? Do they have a date? No. Let's see if it's down here. Oh, here we go. A synopsis. This might help. After dating for a matter of months, 30-something Deb... Okay, that changes things. They've only been dating for months. 30-something Deb and Silvio are expecting their first child. When their elderly midwife, Penka, passes away suddenly, Silvio makes the hasty decision to hire Penka's son, Sasha. Oh, okay. So that makes sense. As their live-in doula. Deb is nonplussed, as Silvia didn't consult her before hiring, but before long, Sasha's unconventional style wins her over. As Deb and Sasha grow closer, and the pregnancy nears the inevitable conclusion, Silvio starts to feel like the odd man out. His continued efforts to exert control over the pregnancy lead to a blow-up fight in which he forces Deb to choose between him and Sasha. Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. That makes more sense. The only part that kind of doesn't make sense is that they were only together a couple of months and they're having a kid. Seems kind of like a stupid move. Because this could very well... you shouldn't have a kid with somebody unless you've been with them more than a few months. I guess unless you're desperate to have a kid. Or unless... kudos to you for not doing what everybody's screaming about. So, you're having the kid, okay, but... that's kind of to be almost expected, really, because it puts a lot of strain on a relationship. Whether you're going on vacation or having a baby, that puts a strain on the relationship. And if the relationship's only been around for three or 4 months, well, obviously more than that. I guess 9 months, less than a year, let's say. Then it's like, well, see him. I love this guy now. Okay. Then what are you going to do when he has to be a doula for someone else? Yeah, it seems short-sighted, but it could work. I'm not seeing it in the trailer, though. I see that they're getting closer, but I'm not... Usually in these movies, when it's something like this, you would see the husband or baby daddy, you would see more of him being kind of a jerk and that he is wrong for her. And that the doula is really a nice guy and he is the one right for her. But I don't know how this ends, so it could, because it's such an indie movie, it could end in a quirky way. It could end in the empowering woman way, where she doesn't end up with Silvio, and Sasha's basically like, no, you're only in love with me because I'm your doula. I have other women to midwife. I must doula away. And then she's like, oh, well, I'll just raise this kid myself. And she comes to realize that, she wasn't in love with Silvio. He just knocked her up. But yeah, it could go kind of a few different ways. I would think the conventional way would be she ends up with the doula. They fall in love, and she realizes what love is. Right? She really wasn't in love with Silvio. Maybe she just got knocked up and said, "No, we need to stay together because I want a father for the baby." And then she just switches them out, which is kind of harsh. I don't know. There's not really enough info here. It's not quite funny. It's not quite dramatic. I hate movies that sort of hit this line. I would like it to be funnier or more dramatic. I either want to see a scene crying or a hilarious scene, I don't know, in a car wash. Something. Give me one or the other. Don't give me this halfway. Oh, it's dramedy, it's comedy, it's everything. Pick a lane. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. There's a news blast, and I'm not sure what I'm doing for the second video because I already did the Hollywoke hot take in the live stream, but check that out. And we'll see you tomorrow.